Good morning. Today, April 7th, 2026, global tensions are escalating significantly in the Middle East. US President Trump has issued stark threats against Iran, prompting an urgent and unequivocal warning from the United Nations regarding the protection of civilian infrastructure. President Trump has publicly threatened Iran with the complete destruction of its bridges and power plants. He stated that the United States could achieve this total destruction within mere hours of his latest ultimatum expiring. The president made it clear that he harbors no concerns whatsoever that such attacks might constitute war crimes. This ultimatum is directly tied to the crucial Strait of Hormuz, a vital passageway for global oil and gas markets. The deadline President Trump has set for Tehran to open the strait is approaching rapidly, set to expire in the early hours of Wednesday morning at 2 o'clock German time. In response to these grave threats, United Nations Secretary-General AntA3nio Guterres has strongly admonished the United States and Israel, urging them not to attack Iran's power plants and other civilian infrastructure. Speaking from New York, his spokesman, StAcphane Dujarric, reiterated that such attacks would constitute a direct violation of international law. Dujarric further clarified that even if certain civilian infrastructure could be classified as a military target, humanitarian international law would still prohibit attacks if excessive harm to civilians is anticipated. Whether such attacks would be considered war crimes, Dujarric added, would ultimately need to be determined by a court of law. According to his spokesman, Secretary-General Guterres firmly believes it is highest time that the parties end this conflict. Adding another layer to the escalating situation, the Israeli military has issued a direct warning to Iranian travelers. On the social media platform X, the Israeli military advised Iranian citizens against using their country's railway system, stating, "Your stay on trains and near railway lines endangers your life." This unusual warning suggests a heightened state of alert and potential for broader conflict. Simultaneously, the United Nations Security Council is scheduled to convene today to address the critical situation surrounding the Strait of Hormuz. A vote is planned on a draft resolution submitted by Bahrain. This proposed resolution calls for affected nations to coordinate their defensive measures, aiming to enhance the safety and security of shipping through the strait. It also specifically demands that Iran cease its ongoing attacks on commercial and cargo vessels. The drafting of this resolution has been a contentious process, with intense negotiations taking place behind the scenes for several days. Bahrain's initial draft, which suggested that defensive force could be employed to guarantee passage through the Strait of Hormuz, encountered strong reservations from several veto-wielding permanent members of the Security Council, notably Russia, China, and France. These concerns led to the postponement of the vote last week. These developments unfold against a backdrop of previous reports, including an assessment from March 29, 2026, in which scientists explored the question of whether Germany could be deemed complicit in providing aid related to the broader conflict. Furthermore, a report from March 31, 2026, suggested that drones operated by the United States military are likely controlled from the US military base in Ramstein, Germany. The international community remains on high alert as the ultimatum deadline approaches, with the United Nations continuing to stress the paramount importance of upholding international law and preventing any further destabilization of an already volatile region. We will continue to monitor this developing story. What's your take on Trump threatens Iran infrastructure, UN warns against war crimes? Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence.